Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sixer Sense podcast, and we are just lonely fans that it's rough. I don't even, we can't be excited about possibly getting a high draft pick unless miracles happen, right, Chris? If we're Sixers fans, and then, the playoffs seem like a distant hope at this point.
Yeah, Lucas, we're back in the lottery just in time for March Madness. Unfortunately, that pick belongs to Oklahoma City unless it lands in the top 4. Philly right now has the 14th best odds as of this recording on Wednesday night. I believe the Hawks play tonight. They are currently a half game ahead of us. They've won 10 straight. Charlotte, 7 of their last 10. They are a couple games behind us.
Orlando's been on a win streak too. It just,
So yeah, Philly not exactly trending in the right direction if you want to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We can start with a win, though, 109-103 over the Blazers, Lucas. This was a short-handed victory over a relatively healthy Portland team. VJ Edgecombe, the only regular starter in the lineup, had 18 points and 12 rebounds with 3 assists and 2 blocks on 8 of 18 shooting. 31 in this game for Quentin Grimes with only 1 made 3. Did a lot of work inside the arc. Got to the free throw line 8 times. 21 with 3 made threes for Justin Edwards in just 25 minutes, one of his best games this year. 11 off the bench for Campaign, who has had some nice games since we last recorded, so maybe some redemption there.
Yeah.
Based on your past comments. 13-6, or pardon me, 2-6 in 13 minutes for Dembona. 11 points, 3 steals for Dominic Barlow in 21 minutes. Anything you want to say about this game, Lucas?
You know what? At least one positive is that Quentin Grimes is getting the chance so that he can probably get some team to overpay him this summer. Yeah, look, Quentin Grimes can only play this good when literally everybody else is out, which I don't know what that means for the Sixers when everybody's healthy. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Me neither.
I mean, what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
Look, Portland, they're about a year or two away from actually being a real problem. And they're still missing Shaden Sharp, by the way, who is like a 20-point per game scorer.
True. You're also missing Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a good win given what the Sixers were working with.
Yeah.
Kind of a surprising win given where
needed a needed win.
Yeah, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, fair enough.
We can debate whether or not the Sixers should be trying to win at this point. Is there any merit, do you think, Lucas, to the idea that Philly should just tank and try to get the best lottery odds and hope and pray?
Too little, too late. I think you're above 500. You got a shot here.
Hawks got the number 1 pick a couple years ago. We saw Dallas jump up last year.
Yeah,
being 10th or 11th in those lottery standings can do something for you.
I mean, look. I thought we were going to do the other game before we did this, but sure.
It seems natural.
Okay.
We lost the next game.
Yeah, we got manhandled. This was a bad Quentin Grimes game. Terrible VJ game. Sixers lose to the Denver Nuggets 96-124.
Yeah.
Chris, the high score for the Sixers was Marjan Beauchamp, former first round pick, now a two-way player. By the way, I wouldn't hate if we eventually brought him in as a rotation player. I think he does have some merit as a rotation player. Your thoughts?
He's pretty good.
And then Daylon Terry hasn't even looked terrible either. His advanced numbers are interesting. Look.
Only 8 points for Jokic in this game.
Yeah.
Means absolutely nothing. 22 for Christian Brown, 18 for Cam Johnson. Denver won, like you said, by almost 30 points. They were just outclassed. Again, Edgecombe, the only regular starter. Him and Barlow, the only regular starters in the lineup. Pretty rough game for VJ offensively. 12 shots, 9 points. Not what you really want to see. Only had 1 block. Not a huge defensive night. Look, Beauchamp was good. Watford was pretty good off the bench. 12.6 assists in 22 minutes. Beyond that, Almost a double-double for Andre Drummond. Though I wouldn't say he was good in this game.
I mean, I don't think anybody was qualified as good in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, Beauchamp, I guess, but like, yeah, no, this is just.
Look,
Let's just. I don't know what else to say here. I
I
mean,
will say this. I think I'm of the camp where this is clearly a lost year. They're just not going to do anything this year. I don't care if they get Joel back. Joel is doubtful for Thursday's game against Sacramento.
yeah.
I really don't see this season
You
coming
don't
together.
think Joel and Paul George coming back and then Maxi coming back at the very end of the season changes anything?
Could they get the like 7 or 8 seed or whatever? Maybe, but
You don't
they're
think
not
we have
going
a chance
anywhere.
against so you don't think we have a chance against like Detroit or Boston?
Not at this point. I would say that would be a little bit too optimistic, given the state of this team. Do you feel differently?
I mean, I would definitely feel better against Detroit than Boston, even though I know Detroit has had a regular season number. Detroit's vulnerable in the playoffs. We talked about this before.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if they're that vulnerable.
I mean, it just
We'll
depends
see.
on, obviously, like we've seen this team what they look like when they're healthy, right? Like when they are healthy, when
Yeah,
everybody's on the court, like they can be a, arguably top 4, top 5 team in the East, right? Like we can agree on that. Now, Paul George's suspension ends actually, I think it's this week or next week.
yeah.
I think it's
I would just say there's very little precedent for a team getting healthy at the last second and squeaking into the 8 seed and going on a run. It just does not happen very
I
often.
mean, yeah,
It's really hard to do.
the thing is, Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse are not going to tank the season. They're not doing that. They know that if they
Yeah,
do that, they're done. So whether we want it to happen or not, they're not going to do
maybe.
it.
I'm not 100% convinced they're done, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, let's get to the next portion,
Yeah,
right?
let's kind of dive into March Madness a little bit, Lucas. I know you filled out a bracket or anything. I know this isn't your area of expertise
Look,
necessarily.
ever since Deshaun Butler got his knee destroyed by Brian Zuback in the Final Four of 2010, I have really not been super invested in college March Madness since then because I hate Duke.
That's fair. Duke, number one overall seed this year. Cameron Boozer has been the best player in the country at 18 years old. I will say that my Final Four is Duke, Houston, Arizona, and Iowa State. I have Arizona beating Houston in the championship game. Uh, I I'm pretty excited. Obviously, this is like my time of year
Yeah, this
as a
this is
draft guy.
this is your thing, man. I mean, I'm
Uh,
here to support you. That's
yeah.
what I'm here for.
So Lucas, it is March. Tournament starts tomorrow, Thursday, when this episode is coming out.
Yeah,
We're gonna do our first mock draft of the year. Philly
I'm
has a
for
first
it.
round pick now after the trade deadline. Jeremy Kane, by the way, continues to look awesome in OKC. That's your
Hmm.
update there. Philly is also in the lottery. Like I said, they
Yeah,
have the 14th best odds right now.
yeah.
They have a 2.4% chance to jump into the top four, which is what would be required to keep their own pick in addition to Houston's pick, which was acquired via the McCain trade. So we're going to go to tankathon.com right now, Lucas.
Are we sharing the screen? You know you can do that, right?
I'm not going to share any screens. I'm going to
Oh,
read out the order. We'll do this the old fashioned way.
the old-fashioned way. Okay.
Based on the order of the picks, we will make those selections. We'll talk through each one. Do you want to alternate or do you want to try to do this collaboratively?
I mean, it's kind of hard to do collaboratively when
Okay, we'll
I mean,
alternate.
yeah, sure,
I think
fine.
that's the way we've done it in the past.
Yeah.
All right, I'm hitting the button, Lucas. This is the real order. If Philly gets number one, that's how it really happened, okay?
Hmm. They did not get number one.
The Philadelphia 76ers did not get number one. I'll read the lottery order real quick, and then we can go pick by pick through the whole first round.
Okay.
All right, at one, we have the Atlanta Hawks selecting via the New Orleans Pelicans. They jumped up 6 spots. At two, we have the Chicago Bulls, who jumped up 8 spots. At three, we have the Memphis Grizzlies, who jumped up 5 spots. And at four, we have the Utah Jazz jumping up 1 spot. That means the Clippers get the Pacers pick at 5 after dropping 4 spots. Washington at 6, Brooklyn at 7, Sacramento at 8, tough beat. Dallas at 9, Milwaukee at 10, Golden State at 11, Portland at 12, Charlotte at 13, and Oklahoma City at 14, picking via the Philadelphia 76ers. So do you want to go first or second here, Lucas?
I'll go first.
All right, you're the Atlanta Hawks. The board is yours. I will keep track of who we are picking in this here document.
Mm-hmm.
Let
So,
it rip.
there are very few teams that I would say should pick Darren Peterson over AJ DeBanza. But I think if you're looking at the Atlanta Hawks, they already have a plethora of forwards. I think you did go Darren Peterson here.
Yeah, I think we have slightly different reads probably on the top three guys.
Okay.
I think Darren Peterson is still the odds-on favorite to go number one.
I don't like his work. It gives me Ben Simmons vibes.
I don't think that's fair. There's a great
think it's
article
beyond
that came out
fair.
today. He's been hurt all year. He's been dealing with real injury stuff.
Cramps.
Yeah, but like he's had serious medical issues that sent him to the hospital. Like it's fair to be concerned about the medical stuff. All the other off-court stuff is just guys raving about how hard he works. I don't think this is a Ben Simmons situation. Could be wrong. We'll see.
Ben Simmons summer workouts are legendary, Chris. Don't you know?
Yeah, but I don't think this is that situation. Time will tell. I think Darren Peterson is a good pick for the Hawks. I still have Cam Boozer at number one pretty comfortably on my personal board. Are we going to try to pick based on what we would do or what?
I'm picking on what I would do for the team.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm taking Boozer at 2 for the Bulls. 18 years old, best player in the country. Fitting. His dad played in Chicago for a bit.
And he's kind of like, I don't see him as an NBA power forward. I see him as an NBA center, but undersized. I think
I disagree. I think he's a forward. There are going to be defensive
spread
concerns.
the floor.
He's a 40% three-point shooter. He's a very good shooter. He's a better shooter than Dabansa. He's one of the most efficient scorers out of the pick and roll in isolation as a roll man. He scores very well against pretty much any action. The defense is where I think people are down on him the most. I do agree that he is not a great vertical athlete, but he's very strong, and he's one of the smartest 18-year-olds you will find.
That's why I think he should be a small ball 5. I think that works better. He's 250.
I think you need a rim protector behind him. I think that's the best setup.
That's fine. You can get a rim protecting 4 that can stretch the floor. That's fine. You can make that work.
I just don't. I think he's a forward. I mean, he does so much on the perimeter.
But can he guard other forwards?
I think he can guard them better than he will guard 7-footers.
I don't know about that. We'll see. I want to see his wingspan at the combine. That's what I want to know.
That's fair. I mean, look, he's playing next to a real center at Duke, and they've been the best defense in the country this year. So it's not like Duke is suffering on that front. I think this is the right pick for Chicago. I think you're getting pretty much a guaranteed winner. He's never really been in a losing situation through high school and college. Memphis at number 3, Lucas. I think the pick here is pretty easy.
Yeah, they need a superstar. AJ DeBanza, easy. Plug and play. Yeah.
DeBanza leads.
Is it DeBanza or DeBanza? Or I've heard like 5 different enunciations of his name.
I believe it's DeBanza. Leading scorer in college basketball as a freshman, 25 points per game. Some pretty ridiculous numbers. Not sure BYU's going to have a very long tournament run, but that's okay. At 4, the Utah Jazz, Lucas, are really interesting because I think Caleb Wilson is pretty clearly the 4th best guy in this draft. But
they don't need him.
Traded for Jaren Jackson. They have Lowry and Walker Kessler in the front court. They really need a guard more than a forward, I would say.
Can we do trade backs?
I feel like that's too complicated.
Okay, fine. I want somebody next to Keontae George. That's what I want for them.
I agree. I think if you go best player available, which is still very valid in Utah's position, it's Caleb Wilson, who's really awesome. Was
And
one
you
of the
kind
best.
of already have a similar player. I mean, not maybe not skill set, but like you already have a forward there, and what's his name? The guy that denied the
Taylor
Sixers.
Hendricks.
No, no, no. The guy that didn't want to work out for the Sixers.
Oh, Ace Bailey.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Bailey's more of a small forward
yeah.
shooting guard.
I mean, Caleb Wilson, I kind of see as a center, honestly. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I
Yeah,
kind of see him as a center power forward. We'll see.
sure.
Can we talk about Keaton Wagler for this spot? Is that
We could. That's not where I would go.
you thinking
I think
Kingston
this is a
Fleming?
Kingston Fleming spot if we're
I don't
going
know.
with
I
guard.
just don't. I don't having two 6'4" guards next to each other. It gives me Portland vibes, Dame CJ vibes. I'm not loving that for Utah.
That's
I mean
fair.
they do
That would
have
be
the
the case.
infrastructure to cover for that. I don't know.
That is one thing. They do have a lot of size in the front court, which could help. Keontae George is not small. He's pretty long. He's not a bad defender. Not terrible, at least. Flemings is a good defender too, despite his size.
But is there can I mean I haven't really seen George play off the ball and Kingston I mean yet again I've only seen like highlights of these guys. He seems more of a ball dominant guy too. So does that really?
Yeah,
That's why I think Wagler makes a little bit more sense here.
I mean, I think the defense is significantly worse with Wagler off the bat. Um,
What about
I
Mikel Brown?
Ba-
Is that
Mikael Brown is valid. He probably has maybe the highest ceiling of any of these guards if everything clicks. It's been a
because
very
I
up
know
and
he
down
can play
season.
off the ball too. He's not just an on ball guy. He can play
Yeah,
off
and
the
look,
ball.
Flemings has played with other guards all year at Houston. It's not like he can't hit spot up threes or anything. I think he's the best decision maker. He's easily the best like advantage creator. Like his first step is just off the charts. He gets
I
where he
I,
wants on the floor.
I guess the
I think
question
he's just the
is.
best player here. I would put him a tier above most of
I
these other
thought I
guards.
was making the pick though. Okay.
I'm making the pick. You just made the pick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go.
Jesus.
I
All
mean,
right.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna put in. I this is tough because I think philosophically you go best player available, and I'm just gonna put Caleb Wilson here and say you figure it out because I don't know.
Well, they might end up trading Walker Kessler or Lowry Marketing. I
Yeah, they
don't
might not
think.
re-sign Kessler even. Like
Yeah,
he's due
and,
for a
and you can
contract
play
soon.
Wilson at the center spot. I can see that working.
Yeah, Wilson is an awesome defender, really, really high level finisher and athlete. He's a good passer. If the three comes around, he's pretty bulletproof. So I'll go Caleb Wilson at 4, and we can cut the point guard conversation debate
Yeah, yeah.
probably until now. You have the Clippers at 5, Lucas.
Ooh, this is an interesting because
They
the
have Darius
Clippers
Garland.
they have
Now,
Darius Garland. So Kingston Fleming's. You don't want to have Garland next to another small guy. You know what? I've been a fan of him since he's been in high school. I'm gonna go Nate Ament here.
okay,
You don't like Nate Ament?
I would not take him this high, but
Well, I mean, like who else? Because the rest of the guys in the top 10 here, at least on the
I
big
don't
board
have
here.
him in my top 10. That's all I'll say. But
Oh, interesting,
uh,
huh?
I
Well,
understand the appeal. It makes sense.
I mean, look,
Logically,
I just don't like. You don't want to put Garland unless you didn't like Keen Wagner because of his defense. So, like, why would I put him next to Garland, right? And then, like,
that's
because Garland,
fair. I think it's a question of if you're really building around Darius Garland or not. If that's
I
really
would
going to
say
work.
I would say that you are right. Like, Garland's your future. He's what
Maybe.
26, 25. He's
Yeah.
he's one. I mean, he's been playing really good since he's came back with the Clippers. I would say, right, and then last season before all the injuries, he was pretty darn good there too, right?
Yeah.
So, I
He's
mean, I'm
been
not saying
good.
that he's your number one guy on a like a contending team, but you don't want to take the ball out of his hands too much. We saw that if I don't know, I didn't love the pairing of him and Mitchell, so I want to go a little bit more size here. Nate Ament, he's an interesting guy. Maybe not the best. Obviously the 2 point percentage isn't great, but I
Yeah.
think you can. I think you can work and develop him. He's still a young guy. What is he like 19? You're going for
Yeah,
the upside here, and
that's
I
fair.
think yeah.
Yeah,
So
look,
I'm gonna go native ment here.
6'10" guys who, with his touch and high release point, are not very common. He has drawn a lot of fouls this year, which is a positive. I would say he does not create a lot of separation, and he's a very, very bad finisher right now. He just doesn't have the pop vertically at the rim. But
And here's the other thing. I don't know, and this is no fault to Ty Lue, but I don't know if he comes back to the Clippers next year. I think
yeah,
you might have a fresh start here. And look, native men can learn from Kawhi Leonard because Kawhi still has one more year on his deal, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, that's
that
fair.
I mean, so I think native ment here at 5 is pretty. I mean, look, I like I said, I just don't want to put another small guard next to him, and the only like the next big guy that you got is like Hans Steinbach or maybe Brylan Mullins, but I think that's too 5 is too high for either one of those guys.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing about this year's draft is it's very guard heavy, kind of
Hmm.
in the middle of this lottery range. There's a lot of
Yeah,
very good guards, and not all these teams necessarily need a guard. Wizards at 6. The Trey Young and Anthony Davis experiment takes off. Don't
I
really know
I
how that's going to go.
I think you can go guard here.
I think you could. I think you're probably just going best player available.
Yeah,
Um,
because if trade doesn't work out, you still want to have a young guard in the readies, right?
yeah, I'm going to go a little bit. Yeah, this is not maybe a consensus pick, but I'm going to go with Texas forward Dalen Swain.
Wait a
So
second. Dalen Swain, where is
I've
he
been
on
on him
this
since last year. Most
text?
guys have him towards the back of the first round.
I don't even see him on this big board. Hang on.
Well, you're not looking at my big board then, because I had him at 6.
So you're not going to go with Kingston Flemings.
Oh, I forgot he was still on the board. Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's tough. I'm gonna go Kingston Flemings. That's it. I forgot he was still available. All
There
right.
you go. That's a
That's
good choice.
Yeah. They'll make it work. You kind of have to. All right. 7, Lucas. You're picking for the Brooklyn Nets.
They picked 5 point guard, 3 or
I
4 point guards
they
last
still
year.
kind of need a point guard.
They kind of still need a point guard. I don't really. I think the 2 European guys are backups, and Demon is a wing. Um,
Yeah.
I okay. I kind of want to go Darius Okoff here. Akoff? Is it, how do you say his?
Acuff.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
want to go him here. Is that like I don't feel like I said I've only seen highlights of these guys and
I
their
think that's
stats.
fair.
Yeah,
I think he's kind of undeniable at this point. The defense is really bad and like historically maybe concerning, but he's just so dominant offensively right now. I don't
worst case
mind it.
scenario, he's a sixth man of the year candidate.
Yeah, really good leader. Really steps up to the plate in big moments. I think that's a good pick.
And
Um,
they need more scoring, and he can do that.
yeah, I think that's the right move there. Honestly.
Yeah.
All right, at 8, I'm picking for the poor Sacramento Kings.
Oh gosh, they need everything.
I'm gonna go Michael Brown here. That's like so risky to put like one of the higher variance guys in Sacramento, but you're swinging for the fences at this point. Brown is a
Well,
crazy shooter, pretty versatile offensively, really high level passer, has some
uh,
size.
yeah, I was about to say 6'5" for a point guard is pretty good, and I mean he averaged over a steal per game, so we got to keep that in mind too.
Yeah. The defense is pretty rough, but he's a big athlete. I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah,
All right, Lucas, you're picking for Dallas now at 9. Who are you
9.
pairing with Cooper Flag?
Well, okay. I don't want Cooper Flag to be a point guard anymore. I think that's fair. I think we saw enough of that. Phew. But all the top point guards are off now, huh? Oh gosh. Let me look at this big board. I'm using Tankathon's big board,
Uh,
by the way. Unless you wanted to send me yours.
yeah, I can
Um,
do that.
yeah.
You are you
I'm
did
at
mention Wongler earlier.
But he's not a point guard.
He's still
Is
on the
he?
board. I mean, he's pretty much a point guard, but I think a guy who can also play off ball and be a
Yeah,
shooter
Keaton
would make sense
Wagler. Yeah,
in
yeah,
Dallas.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll go with that one. Yeah, sure. Why not?
He's floating it. I think that's a good spot for him.
Yeah, yeah. If worst case scenario, like they can't really. I mean, they got defenders that can cover for him.
Yeah, I think Flag and Wagner would be a fun pair. All right,
Okay.
at 10, I'm picking for the Bucks.
Oof.
Who knows what the Bucks are going to do at this point? Uh, they have found a pretty darn good guard in Ryan Rollins. I'm not sure that matters enough to really sway decision making here.
Can we talk like? I hate to admit it because I don't like him as a human being, but Kevin Porter Jr. has actually been playing pretty well for them.
Yeah, sure. I'm not factoring him into the long term plans either.
What about Ujman Jang? He's been playing pretty good for them.
He's looked pretty good. The Bucks are really in a tough spot though.
They
I
kind of
don't
need
really
everything.
know. Yeah,
Do
we'll see what happens with Giannis. That is
what about?
obviously.
Hang on, let
I'm
me
going
check.
Dalen Swain here. He's my best available in my book.
Well, hold
Would not
up.
happen in real
Let
life.
me just ask you about Hans Steinbach. He's a stretch big. You can
Yeah,
put up. I don't know. Do you draft around the idea of keeping Giannis, or do you draft around the idea of you know,
I think
starting
you go
over
for upside here.
upside? So you're not worried about Giannis. You think Giannis is gone.
I think either way, you need to swing big. Uh,
So what's the player again?
Dalen Swain from Texas, junior, 6'7", 20 years old. I wrote today he's
Okay, there he
playing
is.
the Bonsa and BYU in the first round.
Yeah.
There are kind of some similarities there. He's a little bit shorter, but super explosive and agile, kind of ball handling wing who just gets to the rim at will. The jumper needs a bit of work. He's not really a pull up shooter at the moment, but like guys who can just get to the rim as easily as he does and move the way he does are pretty rare. And he's a very smart player for the most part, makes some really cool passes, defends at a high level. I really think he's like maybe the most underrated guy in mainstream draft conversation right now. So I'm going to plant my flag on Dalen Swain Island and send
I
him to
mean, the
Milwaukee.
numbers are interesting. Okay.
He's
I
been
mean,
extremely good this year. He's one of the best wings in the SEC, if not the best.
okay.
Um, all right, Lucas. You have Golden State picking 11th.
Gosh, what do they need? They need a creator off the dribble, right? That's what they need. Somebody that can create their own shot off the dribble.
Yeah,
Or
or
they
a
need a
center.
stretch big. I mean, they got a guy kind of like Quinn Post long term for them. Um, so I don't know if that's really that. And then you still have Porzingis, who I would suspect be back on a cheaper deal. Ooh, tough choice here. And then power forward. I mean, I guess you kind of gotta prepare. Like the thing is, like I don't know what their future is, right? So I guess you go best player available, right?
Yeah, I
Because you
would
don't
say
really
more
know
or
what's
less.
going to happen with Steve Kerr or anybody really. Oh gosh. Let's see who's still available. Can you go through the list again?
My list or Tankathon's list?
I mean the our mock draft. Well, I guess I can
Oh,
pull it
our
up
math.
here.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not on the
Darren
right page.
Peterson, Cam Boozer, AJ Debonsa, Caleb Wilson, Nate Ament, Kingston Flemings, Darius Acuff, Mikael Brown Jr., Keaton Wagler, and Dalen Swain are off the board.
Okay. So, hmm. You know what? They need forward help. They don't need. Let me see how this guy did this year because I liked him last year. Before he pulled out
Lindeborg.
of. You already know. You
Yeah,
already
he's
know.
he's been maybe the one of the two or three best players in the country. He's
I'll,
been
I'll
very good.
I'll go with Lindenborg then.
Okay,
Yaxel Lindenborg.
I
Yeah,
think
that
that's
that that
reasonable.
seems like a Warriors type of power forward.
I agree. I think he makes a lot of sense for how they've been drafting recently. Uh yeah. All right, 12 is Portland. The Blazers, who will be welcoming back Damian Lillard next year. kind of starting to come into their own a little bit.
What do they need?
Interesting, interesting spot here. I don't think you're banking on Scoot Henderson at this point.
Which is a shame because I actually think he's playing really good as a sixth man.
Yeah, but even then, he's a sixth man. Lillard and Drew Holiday are both pretty old,
Yeah.
so I think you can get behind taking a point guard here.
Or are you
I'm going to
thinking
play it a little bit safe.
Phil on or sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to take Phylon.
Okay,
I
that
think
makes sense.
he has played next to other guards that are successfully. He did that last year. This year, he's kind of the main engine, and he's done that at an extremely high level. Can defend a little bit, getting better as a shooter, getting stronger, so he can take contact on drives and stuff. So I'm going to do LeBaron Phylon to Portland at 12.
Okay.
Alabama point guard. 13, Lucas. You were picking for the Charlotte Hornets.
Ooh. I don't think they need to worry about center. I guess power forward would be the spot here, but
I would agree.
I don't think Hans Steinberg makes sense for them. I feel like he's kind of like a Kelly Olynyk, like I don't know. I don't like that.
He's who I picked for them in my last mock.
I don't know. I think they.
I wouldn't say Kelly Olynyk. I don't think he's that good of a shooter. He's probably the best rebounder in the class. I think he's a better defender than people give him credit for being, even though he's not a huge shot blocker.
Well, is he a power forward or center in the NBA?
I think he's probably more of a power forward because he's not like a real rim protector, but
Can he
very
guard out in
smart player,
space?
very soft touch. I think he'll be more of a shooter over time.
I hang on. Let me take a look at Thomas Hoff or Hugh
Haug, yeah.
Haug. How's he as an athlete?
He's a good athlete.
I think you just want somebody, and he's an older age too. I kind of like that fit with. Yeah, let's go Thomas Hogg.
Yeah, was really important to Florida's title run last year. Has taken a leap this year. Good defender, can hit threes, does the little things. I think that would be a very believable pick for the Hornets. All right, Lucas. I got the Thunder here at 14.
Supposed
You're
to be
going to
the
have them on the
Sixers.
turn at 15.
Oh, are we doing the whole entire first round?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm...
Why would you put me in a situation where I don't know any better?
I told you to research, Lucas. All right.
Yeah, I've been busy today.
Anyway, all right. You've
right.
had more than a day. All right, 14. OKC. My favorite prospect right now is a 6-foot guard, and OKC has a lot of guards. I think this is probably where we would see the Thunder go after someone like Joshua Jefferson. I like that for them. Older guy, really versatile forward, can dribble, shoot, pass, defends at a high level, kind of really everything they like to do. So I'm taking Josh Jefferson out of Iowa State to OKC at 14, Lucas. Who are you taking to the Thunder at 15?
Tough choice, right? You know what? They don't really have this outside of Chet. We are going to go Hans Steinbach here. Get a stretch big.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think
you want to
OKC's
fortify the center position because most likely they're going to be without Hardenstein after this season. They're probably not going to pick up that option.
I think Sorber, Steinbach, and Chet would be, and J. Will, who's been awesome.
Yeah, J. Will. Well,
It's a
where
good
did this come
rotation.
from? Where did that come from? Like the
I
first
think
couple
he's
years.
always been pretty good. Just hasn't had the minutes.
Well, I mean, no, his first couple years he did, and I wasn't really that impressed with him to be honest. But okay,
Yeah, I mean, he had his moments. Plus, guys just get better over time
yeah,
sometimes.
that's true. That's true.
You know,
Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah.
Everyone on OKC is very good. It's getting a little annoying even for me. All right,
Okay.
Spurs at 16, Lucas.
Spurs.
They don't really need another guard.
They need
You
shooting.
could make a case for a couple of these guards.
They need shooting. That's what they need.
They do need shooting. I'm not the biggest Braylon Mullins guy, but like a movement shooting wing like that would make a lot of sense in theory.
He's only 6'6".
Yeah,
What about
he's a winger.
Keo
He's a two guard.
P? Let's see. No, not a good enough shooter. Let's see.
I'm gonna go. I know what I'm gonna do here.
Oh, I thought. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's you.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
that's
with
you.
Patrick Gungba, the center from Duke.
You're going center.
He's a
Interesting.
good passer, really high level interior finisher, sets good screens,
So
does all
you're
the
drafting a
standard
guy in the
big
mid
man
first round
stuff.
to be a backup.
I think he will play with Wemby if things work out.
I don't know.
I think you
They've
can play
tried
Wemby next to a
Wemby
big.
at power forward. I just think they play better with him at center. But okay, sure, why not? Let's giving.
Look, even if he's a good backup on a title contender, I think that's a good outcome at 16.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Miami at 17, Lucas. Who are the Heat picking?
Let's see here. They need to go upside at this pick. They have a decent amount of honestly, they have a decent amount of young guys at every position, really. I don't really know if they need plus best player available. What's best player available at this point? You know, we'll go Brylan Mullins, right? I guess. I
That
don't
makes
know.
sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, he can do the Duncan Robinson stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I think
sure.
that
Why
makes
not?
sense for them.
Yeah.
All right, 18. I'm picking for the Grizzlies via the Magic. They took AJ Dybonsa at 3. I think they are not going to stick with the Ja Morant plan very much longer.
No, no, they're not.
I'm taking Vanderbilt guard Tyler Tanner. He is
The
listed
six
at
foot
6 foot,
guy.
6 foot 173, and he's a freaking awesome defender. It really doesn't make any sense, but he's just so good at pretty much everything. He like can dunk. He can get up for blocks sometimes. He's really athletic. It might not work out. I'm totally prepared for that outcome, but he's going to be a big analytics guy, which is what Memphis has been kind of hammering these last few drafts. So I'm going to go Tyler Tanner to
Well,
Memphis at 18.
Tyler Tanner. I don't even. Where is he on this?
He's at
Okay,
Vanderbilt.
yeah. Okay, I see them. They had him. Tankathon has them as a late first round. Okay.
All right, Lucas, you're picking for Charlotte again at 19.
What was my first pick for Charlotte?
Your first pick
Was
for Charlotte was Thomas Haug.
okay. So power forward. What do they? They don't need point guard depth. You know what? I could use a little bit more wing depth. Behind. Brandon Miller's not always the healthiest. Neither is. I mean, you only got. Yeah. So let's see here. Who else is still available? Wings wise, let's take a look here. Okay, the guy from Baylor. I can't even say his name.
Cameron Carr. Oh,
No, no.
Tunde Yusufu.
Let's see
Yusufu.
here. Yeah,
Yusufu.
Yusufu. I'm looking at the stats here. The 3-point shot is obviously concerned. Is he a great athlete? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah. He's very, very strong, and he plays very, very hard, and he's very athletic, and pretty much the rest is still kind of a work in progress.
Mm, you already have Simone Sion James. I don't know if you really need
So,
that.
yeah.
Maybe you go big here. What about Jaden? Okay, let's see here. I'm not really impressed by him. Well, who's this Jaden Quintence guy?
So he was at Arizona State last year as a 17-year-old freshman, averaged
Hmm.
over 2 blocks in like 20 minutes a game, was really awesome. Everyone thought he was a potential top 5 or 10 pick coming into this year, and he's just been hurt. He tore his ACL at Arizona State, and he has only been able to get back for 4 games this year until he got hurt again. So he's 18, even though he's a sophomore, and we just haven't seen much of him. But he has a
I
7'3"
I think
wingspan and a really high defensive ceiling.
I'm gonna go for him. Yeah, let's.
Okay,
I
I think
think
that's fair.
yeah. You still got what's his name? You got the Moose. You have Cockburner. I mean, look, if you can
Yeah,
develop this, you're in no rush to play this guy. Develop him over time. He could end up being a really good rotational big.
I agree. I think that's a good move at this point. All right, Toronto at 20. They need a point guard who can shoot or a good center.
Yeah. Or a center that can, yeah. What
In the
about
spirit,
Bennett
that's
Strice?
where I'm going. Bennett Sturts,
Yeah, Sturts. There we go.
that's my guy. He's awesome. Really smart player. Hits a ton of cool shots. Don't fully know how the defense is going to look in the NBA. Older guards in the first round can be a bit risky, but he's just one of the smartest players in college. So I'm going with
Does he?
Bennett Sturts.
Okay, all right. I don't hate it.
He was at Drake last year as an 11 seed and beat Missouri in the first round of the tournament. At Iowa this year, they're a 9 seed. I think they
Mhm.
could go on a little bit of a run, maybe. We'll see. All right, Lucas. 21. You're picking for the Hawks, who earlier picked Darren Peterson at number 1.
Ooh, tough choice here, right? Let's see. I don't love I want more center depth behind Okongwu. I want another option, right? There
Yeah,
aren't too many other big men that you really want to look at here in the
I
first round.
disagree.
Well, tell me some of their
I
names.
think Adai Mara out of Michigan,
Okay.
7'3", 240. Kind of struggled at UCLA for a couple of years, but has been a really incredible defensive anchor for Michigan this year.
Can he move though?
He's going to be a drop coverage guy. He's got some strength and foul trouble things you're going to have to worry about, but super high feel guy, like can make some awesome passes. The outlet passes are pretty sick. And the shot blocking and the rim deterrent of it all is really, really high level. So he's an option. Krivas out of Arizona, 7'2", probably a bit more like maybe more of a high floor guy. Just kind of walls off the paint, does the standard big man stuff at a really high level, very physical.
I don't see him on this
Uh,
big. Okay, okay. Kravis, you said 7'2".
yeah,
Yeah,
Krivas out
yeah,
of
yeah.
Arizona.
Okay, okay. Is he more mobile than the other guy, or
They're both going to be like pretty standard
what
drop
about what
coverages,
about
but
Ruben? I feel like that's a reach. Ruben
Yeah, yeah, I
Chen.
would say that is probably a reach, but he's a very, very good rebounder, good athlete. I could totally see him being a backup big who is
I,
like going 20th when we do a redraft in 2 years.
well, let
But
me let me ask you this: who's out of the centers that are still available? Because I see quite a few. Who's because I'm thinking like they like to switch on defense. They don't want to do drop coverage. Who is the switchiest guy on the board still?
you could go with Zuby Ejiofor out of St. John's. He's only 6'9", but he has like a seven
See,
five
that
wingspan.
that's the same size as
7'5"
Okongwu.
wingspan, 240, really mobile, really great shot blocker and defender.
What about Flory Big Dunga?
Yeah, he's a good option in that vein too. I
I'll
wouldn't.
go. I want a little. I look. Okongwu's 6'8", 6'9". I want a little bit bigger. I'll go with Flory here.
I think that's pretty reasonable. All right,
Yeah.
22. I'm picking for the Denver Nuggets.
Okay. What do they need?
Just guys who can play with Jokic.
You don't want to. You think you're good at backup center with Deron Holmes and who else?
I don't know, but I don't know if that's like a pressing issue either. You know what I mean?
Okay,
There are
fair
other
enough.
ways to fix that. I would say they could use a real backup point guard. I don't know if Jalen Pickett is going to cut it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Uh,
I think that's a good choice. What about Christian Anderson?
I'm going Christian Anderson. A lot of good guards in this class. Not a guy who gets to the rim a ton, but just a lights out shooter and a great facilitator who I think will have a lot of fun playing next to Jokic. So, Christian Anderson out of Texas Tech to the Nuggets at 22. Lucas,
Hmm.
23. You're picking for the Detroit Pistons, courtesy of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hmm. What do they need shooting? Jesus, they need shooting. What's a good shooter left on the board? Is Cameron Carr a good shooter?
Cameron Carr is an awesome shooter.
Give him Cameron Carr.
Okay, I think that is a good pick. All right,
I have noticed that KO P8 is still on the board.
Koa Pete.
Yeah, Koa Pete.
Yeah,
I know people have him ranked higher, but
yeah.
I'm looking at the stats. I'm not impressed. Why should I be impressed with him?
I don't. I have him around. I'm bumping him down my board too. It's just he's very good. Like he's been very good for Arizona. He's won a lot in high school. He's very strong, pretty smart, really talented in like the mid range. Can do a lot of the small things, but he's like a power forward who's a little bit
He's like an old
slow
style power
footed. Doesn't
forward.
really block shots. He
He's an
doesn't shoot threes.
Yeah, I
That
noticed
might
that.
happen down the road, but
He
it's
kind
kind
of
of tough to see exactly
he
what he's
kind of
at.
reminds me of Brandon Bass a little bit based off the profile here.
Yeah, sure.
Not a great rebounder, mid-range assassin, does the small things, but that type of player doesn't really play in today's game. Not at
Yeah,
6'8". If he was
yeah,
6'10", then he'd be, better, maybe a better option at center, but still the 5 rebounds per game is not really that sexy to me.
I agree. He's had some big games here and there. He had 21 in the Big 12 title game. Like he has some moments where he really breaks out, but
Hmm.
um, that he would be. I think this is kind of the range where he would be reasonable. Sixers need some front court guys. We're at the Sixers at 24.
Uh,
We can talk through this one a little bit.
okay,
My
yeah,
best
that's
player available on my personal board right now, the second would be a Daimara. I think
who's
taking a
what?
backup center would be not unreasonable.
It's not. It's not.
There's Braden Burries, 6'4" kind of combo guard who has been very good for Arizona of late. Good defender, pretty talented shooter and kind of off ball scorer.
Mm.
Playing winning basketball for one of the best teams in the country. And
But
what do
he's
you use?
third or fourth on the guard rotation there. I don't know. I what about can we talk about small forward because like Paul George, 2 years left, going to be tradable at that point.
Yeah.
Because like I know that on the big board here they got the New Zealand guy Kareem Lopez.
Yeah. So I feel like he's honestly more power forwardy, at least on defense.
Okay.
Uh, he's
What
hitting
about
his three.
Joshua Jefferson?
I already
I've
picked him.
Oh, you did. Dang it. Okay.
He
Um,
went to the Thunder at 14
dang
with the
it.
Sixers pick.
Uh, I like him. I like him.
I like him too. He's awesome. If only.
Okay.
He
We're
might
not.
fall to this range in the actual draft. I think I'm
Mhm.
higher on him than consensus, maybe. So that's not out of the question in real life. I think that would be an awesome outcome.
What
Uh,
about Juke Harris? What's going on with him? He's a
uh,
six
he's
seven.
he's very, 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 very talented scorer. I don't know if he does
The defensive
the
things that we would.
defensive stuff I want for Philly
Okay.
here. I don't know if I'd quite be comfortable with him at 24 either, but he could end up in this range.
I'm trying to look on the big boards here. There's not that many forwards back left. There's the other Iowa State guy, Milan Mo.
So yeah, Monchilovic is shooting 50% from three this season. He's a very, very gifted shot maker. Not
Can't
really
play
much of a
defense.
defender.
I need a two-way guy here, Chris. It's
So
killing me here.
two-way guy. So Morez Johnson is hitting 40% of his threes on very, very low volume, but he's super efficient at the rim, just like a real like Mack truck kind of athlete.
He's
Really
six
high
nine,
level
two
defender,
hundred fifty
rebounds really
pounds.
well. I think he'd be kind of awesome for what Philly needs
So
at this
basically,
moment.
you're upgrading over our current power forward. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
or
I don't.
look, him and Barlow in a rotation is not a bad use of some of those minutes.
I mean, that's fair. Barlow's not going to play more than 25 minutes in any game,
You're
really, or
probably
should.
hoping that he's better than Barlow sooner
Yeah.
than later,
I
which
mean,
is not a
yeah.
crazy outcome for him.
I mean, look, Barlow would be great as yeah. I mean, yeah, Morez Johnson. I mean, I could get behind that.
Well,
That's
yeah,
fine.
I think Alan Graves out of Santa Clara has been kind of coming up as like a sleeper of late.
So no on Elijah Arenas though.
Hasn't I'm not here. I'm not comfortable with that. Some
Yeah.
people are, but not me. Alan Graves is playing 22 minutes a game at Santa Clara. He's been kind of a bench guy for most of the year, but super, super high level defensive playmaker. 6'9", can shoot, good kind of connective passer. seems like a really good kind of role player, kind of hiding in the shadows a bit. I think he would make some sense.
I don't see him on Tankathon's big board.
He's on my big board. He might
Okay.
not declare this year, to be frank, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, look,
uh,
I could get you talk me into Morez Johnson, or I mean, what about Amir Allen? What's going on with him?
Amari Allen is
Yeah,
a good, could be an option. Uh,
he
kind of,
looks like a 3-and-D guy, 6'8".
kind of like a classic dribble pass shoot wing who does a little bit of everything pretty well. Not a bad option. I'm gonna say if I'm doing like best player available, it would be Mara, and we just show up backup center. I don't know if I
I
might
don't know if I
slightly
love
prefer
that.
Krivas
That
if
would
we're
take a
doing
lot
that.
of development.
So yeah, I might prefer Krivas as just sort of an day one 20-minute per game when you need him kind of guy.
Krivas, who is he?
I'll go Morez Johnson here. I think that just makes a lot of sense for Philly.
Yeah, and look, I like, but when you talking about Mara here, are we out on a Dembona? Because I feel like I am.
Um, I think it is an area that could be upgraded. I don't know if I'm fully out, but I don't think I'm in to the point where I'm not taking a better center if there's
Yeah,
one on the board. And look, I think Mara has a chance to be one of the 10 best players in this class. Like I think he has a very very high ceiling. The defense has been incredible.
I mean, yeah,
It's been
20 two
awesome.
point six blocks a game is pretty good, and
Yeah, really tall guys who like are that smart tend to, I'm a little worried about the physicality, but uh,
get him
if
his
he's
Wheaties.
really compelling, I'm gonna go Morris Johnson though.
Yeah, that's fine. Look, I
I think
mean,
that
and
makes
I think
sense.
Morez Johnson could play power as center if they in a small ball
Yeah,
pinch too.
I agree. All right, Lakers at 25, Lucas.
You know what? They need a center. Let's go Mara there.
All right, I think that's a good pick for them.
Yes.
Knicks at 26.
I don't
Interesting.
wing. I would
I think
say
they could use another guy who can handle. I'm gonna go with Braden Burries. I think that's
they
easy.
have 3 point guards on the bench already.
I
They got Tyler Kolek,
yeah.
they got Miles McBride, and then now they got Jose Alvarado. They
Yeah,
don't
I
need.
don't think Kolek is good enough. Look, I
Okay,
mean, Burries can play off the ball. He's not a point guard, so I I think you can find minutes for him.
wait a
He's
second, wait a
good at
second. Who
everything.
again? You said who? Murray?
Braden Burries from Arizona.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was just making sure he wasn't still on the board. Yeah, that's place on Braden Burry. I don't see him on. Listen, Braden Burry's
Check the
Arizona.
lottery range. He's probably going to go much higher than this.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see him. Oh, I didn't realize he was still available. Okay, I might have. Okay, anyway,
Oh well, snooze you lose.
I
Celtics at
suppose.
27, Lucas. Your favorite team.
I mean, their coach is my favorite coach. I wish he would come to Philly.
That's
Um,
evil. All right,
it's true, and I mean, so look, they go for weird guys
I'm
right
clipping
now.
that.
So I don't. I mean, let's go. Let's go, Kareem Lopez.
Okay.
Or unless you
Well,
think they need a center, like we want to go center here? Because
I mean, Kid has been pretty good. They have Vooch now. I don't know if it's a need.
well, do they resign Vooch this summer? That's another question.
Yeah, there are other ways to get backup centers in there.
I mean, so Keita, is he their long term starting center now, or do they try to upgrade?
I mean, it depends on what options are in front of them. I don't know if anyone at this point in the draft is a guaranteed upgrade.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So I mean, unless you want to go Chris Scenic, it's either Lopez or Scenic. Who makes more
I
sense
would
for?
take Lopez
Yeah, let's go
personally.
Lopez then.
Um, all right,
He feels like
28.
the Hugo Gonzalez of this year. 28. Yeah.
Well, I don't agree with that, but I'm picking for the Wolves via the Pistons at
Mm.
28. All my awesome guards are kind of off the board. I don't know if this guy is actually gonna
What about
declare
the
this year.
Stanford guide?
Yeah, well, yeah, you keep like picking my guys before me.
I'm
I'm gonna go
sorry.
with
I
Ibuka
just
no
I'm
Corey.
into. You're giving me a runway, and I'm good at anticipating your
Yes,
moves.
Lucas, good job. You used your context clues. I'm going with Ibuka Corey, another small guard who's just freaking sick. So, really twitchy, fast ball handler who gets everywhere he wants and can hit tough shots. All right, 29. Cleveland Cavaliers picking via the San Antonio Spurs, Lucas.
You want to get a guy that can eventually replace James Harden, right? Because he's not going to be there forever. But you, like you said, most of the interesting point guards are kind of gone, unless you want to do a draft and stash. I think Sergio De Lore could be an option here, or you could go Malik Thomas. Which one would you go with?
I would. Thomas is, I think, more of a two guard than a point guard.
Okay,
Uh,
they have him as a combo guard here.
yeah, he's not really much of a playmaker at this point. That could come along when he isn't playing next to
Well,
Darius next year.
I'm thinking in terms of either one of these guys. They can guard point guards. They're a little bit bigger. You
Yeah,
can fit them
sure,
next to Mitchell, Mitchell's really
that's
a point
fair.
guard. That's
Yeah,
just going that says he's a shooting guard. So tell
I
me which one would you go with?
in that case, I'd go Malik Thomas
Okay, let's go Malik
personally.
Thomas
All
then.
right, 30th, rounding this out, Lucas, picking for the Dallas Mavericks via the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Mavericks picked Keaton Wagler at 9, as we may remember.
Yes.
So they have added a very talented playmaker and shooter next to Cooper Flag. They kind of have their bigs under wraps. They don't have a ton of like glaring needs in that way. You're
Do you want to
looking
get
for
another
bench
point
depth.
guard to go there? I mean, they
I
don't
mean,
have.
you got Kyrie coming back. Nimhard's looked pretty good.
Is
If you
Nembhard
have
on a regular
Wagler,
contract?
hmm?
You have Nembhard on a regular contract now?
I don't. I actually. Let me look that up. I feel like it has to be right.
Hey, you would think.
Yeah. So he's on a standard deal.
You could
Um,
go Dash Daniels here.
I'm not there on Dash Daniels.
What about
Uh,
Richie Saunders?
he's 24 and he like just tore his knee up. I like
Ryan
him a lot. If he was 2 years younger and healthy.
Ryan Conwell?
No,
No.
it
Okay.
makes sense. Conwell's not an awful concept here.
Okay.
Good shooter.
Arenas?
I'm gonna
No.
go. My best player available would be Krivas. They already kind of have centers, but I also think Krivas should not fall that much further than this. If I'm not gonna go Krivas, and I'm going to go more of a positional need of some kind, I think this is where I would start to consider Koa Pete. I think Alan Graves, who I mentioned with Philly's pick, would make some sense. I think you could talk me into Momcilovic as just a lights-out shooter who's 6'8" and can do a little bit off the dribble.
You still have that Tamdu Yasufu, too.
I'm not there on Yusufu. I think he's going to go back to school if I had to guess.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know. I think you could use another year in school personally.
Okay.
Ohio State's Bruce Thornton, if I was going for a point guard, is kind of a sleeper here. I don't think he'll be a first round pick in reality.
I don't even see him on the big board.
Braden Smith.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I do.
Another very good small guard. All right, I'm gonna go Alan Graves here.
Alan Graves.
More
Okay.
people should know his name. Is my take.
Where is he from?
It's from Santa Clara.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's not on the big board. Okay.
He's very good. I can pull up his numbers real quick here. 22 minutes per game, I believe. He's averaging 11.6 points, 6.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 2 steals, and 0.9 blocks in 22.5 minutes. Shooting 41% from 3, 56% on 2s, and 74% on free throws.
Okay, impressive.
pretty good. He's a really good defender. So I think him and Flag could be pretty sick on that end, especially if Lively gets back and gets rolling. I think that could be a really fun defensive core. So,
Yeah.
All right. Should
So
we
the
recap this, Lucas?
Yeah, we shall.
All right. At the number 1 overall pick, the Atlanta Hawks selected Darren Peterson out of Kansas. At 2, the Chicago Bulls selected the son of former Bull Carlos Boozer, Cam Boozer. At 3, the Grizzlies took A.J. Dybonsa. At 4, the Jazz took Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina. At
After much
5, the
debate.
Los Angeles Clippers took Nate Ament out of Tennessee. The Tobias Harris pipeline there.
I mean, look,
Washington
if he ends up being Tobias Harris, it's not the worst outcome. It's considered a bust, but
There
it's
are
not the worst.
honestly some real similarities. All right, at 6, Washington. Maybe I'm just scarred.
I mean, look. Tobias Harris had a really good season with the Clippers.
He
2.
did. I know.
And
He's
Tobias
good.
Harris, yeah, it's not. Obviously, it's not the ideal outcome, but like
The
it's not
Pistons
a
are the
terrible-
number 1 seed.
Yeah. Okay.
Washington at 6
Mm-hmm.
selects Kingston Flemings out of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn at 7 takes Darius Acuff out of Arkansas. At 8, we got the Sacramento Kings taking Mikael Brown Jr. out of Louisville. At 9, the Dallas Mavericks select Keaton Wagler out of Illinois. At 10, the Milwaukee Bucks select Texas wing Dalen Swain. At 11, the Warriors take Michigan forward Yaxel Lindeborg. At 12, the Blazers select Alabama guard LeBaron Philon. At 13, the Hornets select Florida forward Thomas Haug. At 14, the Thunder select Joshua Jefferson, the forward out of Iowa State. And then at 15, the Thunder select Hans Steinbach, the forward, out of Washington. 16, the Spurs are taking Duke big man Patrick Gungba. 17, the Heat are taking UConn sharpshooter Braylon Mullins. Grizzlies at 18 are taking Vanderbilt guard and local Tennessean, if that's how you say that, Tyler Tanner. At 19, the Hornets select Jaden Quaintance, the 18-year-old sophomore from Kentucky. 20, Bennett Sturts, Iowa point guard, going to the Raptors. 21, the Hawks select Flory Badunga out of Kansas, the very athletic big man. 22, the Nuggets are taking Christian Anderson, the point guard from Texas Tech. At 23, the Pistons are taking Baylor wing Cameron Carr. At 24, Sixers select Michigan forward Merez Johnson Jr. 25, the Lakers select Michigan center Ade Mara. At 26, the Knicks select Braden Burries out of Arizona. At 27, the Celtics select Mexican wing Kareem Lopez, playing in New Zealand this year in Australia's NBL. 28, the Wolves are taking Ibuka Okori out of Stanford, the point guard. The Cavs are taking combo guard Malik Thomas out of Arkansas. And the Mavs are taking Santa Clara forward Alan Graves. All right, Lucas. Shall we wrap it up with that?
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, we can definitely wrap it up there.
Do you have anything you want to talk about around the
I
NBA
mean, I
level?
kind of want to talk about expansion, but I feel like we need to do like a whole entire episode, dedicated
I think
to
that's
that.
yeah. Let's put a pin in that and circle back
Yeah.
in a more serious capacity.
Yeah.
All right. As always, everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Sixer Sense podcast. Like, subscribe, follow along. We're on YouTube, Twitter, all that. YouTube, Spotify, Apple. We are also on Twitter and TikTok if you want to follow us on social media. We're on the web at thesixersense.com. If you want to follow us personally, I'm at Kline NBA. Lucas is at CoachJ_20. I'm losing my voice. My throat hurts. Peace out. Good night, guys. We'll talk soon.